Alright, let's check this thing out. This is the dealer's bag, Benbridge Jewelers. This is an actual Rolex dealer's glove. A little bit too small for me, it's a large. I mean, I might be able to fit it on there, but I'm just gonna leave it as package. I was told these are kind of rare. I mean, I don't know, I've never seen one, but I got it with the package. Let's get the box out. You can see it's a kind of an off cream. This is embossed. Notice that each of these circles are raised. For those of you looking for fakes, the way this box is put together. This folds down to reveal a gold leaf Rolex. And this nice kind of foam wrapping. Now this is not a new watch with stickers on it, but I'm trying to give you the best experience that I can to show you all the aspects of what basically a new watch would have. Notice the texture of this. This is hard. Sort of a leather grain, again with the gold leafing. Hard box. It's wrapped in like it's not like a leather or a vinyl. It's not hard plastic, but it's some kind of wrapping. Notice this crown here. It's gold. Here we go. Now this watch still has its cover, this little retainer ring to protect, which is ridiculous because it's a ceramic bezel that's painted with titanium. What is this doing? This is protecting the box. Again, the box. We're going to show you a little bit more about the box. I'll clear these other things away. Inside the box lid, you fold that down and you'll find your documents. And also, this watch has a few extra links. You have your manual here. Notice the metallic sheen of this printing with the gold leafing of Rolex. Instructions on how to operate the Daytona. This nice leatherette case. This is the Benbridge dealer. This is yet another service manual, warranty booklet for service. This is your card. Now I've used tape to cover the serial number, showing the model. It's basically like a little credit card that can be scanned. I've covered up the name of the original purchaser that I got it from. I did not buy it new. But this would be your documentation for the watch. Okay, getting to the watch itself. This comes out on its own little pillow, and you'll see that this part does come out if you just want to see what's in this box. Sometimes people hide things under here, the links or whatever. But this is solid. Nice box. It's very sturdy and heavy. Here's the watch. So beautiful. Let's start by removing this protector. It's held in place with like a little rubber band. Hang tag. This has a hologram on it. Another hang tag that would normally have the serial number of the watch. I've covered that up. This watch has been worn, so it has some scratches and things. But for those of you who buy these watches, you really should keep everything. The guy I bought this from had everything. He had even the original receipt from purchase. All right, here we go. Nice and close. Let me see if I can operate the camera here and get a little bit closer. The winding is just so buttery smooth. And if you go backwards, it does nothing. Go forward, it winds. Pull out the second click, and now you can operate the time. So everybody sets it to 10:04, somewhere in there. Which is when lightning struck the clock tower in Back to the Future, by the way. It was actually 10:04. No, 10:10 is what the people set it for. For the chronograph, you unscrew these two crowns, and most of you already know all this, but I'm just demonstrating it. This is the reset. This starts the action. It's so amazing. Stops, resets. You can see that inside Rolex is repeated, laser engraved on the inside there. There's a lot of videos out there to teach you how to check for a real versus a fake Daytona. This is the newer LN model that they started in 2016. The clasp is a little different than the older ones. But it's just absolutely perfect. And if you were to look through a loop at any of these things, you would see that everything is absolutely perfect. One of the things that's amazing is the way that it's like a two-stage spring-loaded clasp. So when this comes down, notice how this snaps. And it's totally flush. It's so clean. It's hard for the fakers to get that stuff right. And then you can actually move this forward or back to give yourself an extra 5 millimeters. I'm already getting fingerprints on there. Back of the watch, solid links all throughout. It's just an incredibly well made watch. I am so impressed with this thing. I never thought I would own something this nice. And everybody does the obligatory wrist shot. Let me back up a little bit here. Which is, I always think it's gross, some dude's hairy wrist. I need to take all the little tags off, but for right now we're going to leave them on there. They're in the way, but I need to take them off. But, look at that. Now, I don't know how often I'm going to be chronometering and tachometering. I'm not going to be zooming down the Nuremberg and timing myself 200 miles an hour. I probably will never use any of these functions ever. But the Daytona is the car guy's watch, and I'm a car guy. And quite frankly, if you're going to go to Cars and Coffee and show off whatever your new ride is, and you want to be in that cool guys club, this is the watch. I've had a two-tone gold Submariner for the last 15 years, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But I've always dreamed of having this watch, and I waited to get this one. Retail on this watch is about $13,000, but you'll never find one. You'll never, ever find one in a Rolex store. As I was told, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, I think each dealer only gets maybe 2 allocations of these each per year. And they're in such high demand that they're selling for $5,000 and $10,000 over sticker. I paid $18,000 for this watch, used. It's a year old. And he paid, retail $13,700, something like that, I think he paid. You'll just never find one of these retail. They continue to climb and go up and up, which is strange because it's not a precious metal watch. It's not platinum, it's not gold, it's not white gold. Well, actually, the lettering engraved in here is actually platinum. And the indices, as they say, the hands and things, that's all white gold, believe it or not. But it's a stainless steel watch. They polish the center of the band and give a bit of a brush on the outside, which is a great look. I actually prefer it when it's all brush, because see these scratches? Some people like the characters of the scratches. I'm going to wear it and it's just going to get beat up. I mean, this watch is less than a year old and it's already, looking scruffy. But you can get this watch in either the white face or the black face. I always prefer the black. Some people like the white, but I will say that it is a little bit harder to read than, for instance, a Submariner or a GNT or something, because it's so busy. There's just so much going on, and the little hands are silver. They've added this little bit of white to try to help you out, but I do have to look at it a little harder and longer to read it. So I would say that if you can get the white one might be the way to go, and more people get that one. But the white one sells for a premium. It sells for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more than the black one. And for no other reason that it's just more preferred and more rare, and people want it for that very reason. But it's an absolutely beautiful watch. I highly recommend it. You can't go wrong with this. A lot of people prefer the older style with the stainless bezel or the gold. You can get the two-tone gold versions of these. Not this model, but the previous model you can get. I've seen them as low as $10,000. The fad right now is stainless steel and this black ceramic. This it's called Cerachrome, I think it's called, and it's supposed to be virtually indestructible. It doesn't chip or scratch or fade. We'll see, because I'm a mechanic. I work on cars, and I'm going to wear this watch. I'm going to wear it a lot. One thing I do miss on this watch that's on my sub is there's no date, and the cheaper version of this, the Tudor Tiger, actually has a date on it. I actually think it's a better looking watch, but it doesn't have the same kind of movement, and it doesn't have the prestige of this watch. There's a gazillion videos about this watch. It's one of the most beloved Daytonas of all time, and you can find all these videos. But this is my video of sort of an unboxing and of this particular one. Thanks for tuning in. This isn't a watch channel. I generally focus on cars, but hey, if you like this kind of stuff, check out some of my other videos. We have videos about Rolls Royces and other interesting cars and travel and things like that. So if you're the kind of guy that likes a Daytona, you're probably the kind of guy that likes the stuff on my channel. So subscribe. Hey, thanks for checking it out. I'm Videobob.